In the summer of 1483, two boys were led into the most secure fortress in England. For their own protection, they were told they were never seen again. 2 centuries later, workmen found a wooden box buried beneath a staircase. Inside, the bones of 2 children. It's April 1483. King Edward IV of England dies suddenly, leaving behind a 12-year-old heir, Edward V. His younger brother, Richard, Duke of Gloucester, is named Lord Protector, guardian of the boy king until he comes of age. Both princes are moved into the Tower of London, officially to prepare for the coronation. Instead, Richard is crowned king, and the boys are never seen in public again. At first, people see them, playing in the Tower gardens, glimpsed through windows. Then the sightings stop. Rumors spread through London almost immediately. Something is wrong. One of our best sources comes from an Italian visitor to London who described the princes being seen less and less until they stopped appearing altogether. By the time Richard III is crowned, the princes have effectively vanished from historical record. 3 names dominate the suspect list. Let's start with the obvious one. Richard III. He had the motive, removing rivals to secure his own claim. He had the access, and he was the last person confirmed to have control over them. But no body was ever found in his lifetime, and much of his reputation comes from Tudor propaganda written after his death. Suspect 2. Henry VII. He defeats Richard in 1485 and takes the throne. If the princes were still alive, they'd be a direct threat to his claim too. Suspect 3. The Duke of Buckingham, Richard's own ally, who mysteriously turns against him and rebels just months later. Some historians think he knew something. In 1502, a man named Sir James Tyrrell allegedly confesses to the murders before being executed for unrelated treason. There's a problem. No original copy of this confession has ever been found. We only know of it secondhand, from a source writing decades later. And that source, a scholar writing under a Tudor king who benefited enormously from Richard III looking like a monster. This is also where Shakespeare enters the story. His play cements Richard as a hunchbacked murderer for the next 400 years, regardless of what the evidence actually shows. 1674. Workmen demolishing a staircase in the tower find a wooden chest. Inside, 2 small skeletons. King Charles II orders them buried in Westminster Abbey as the princes. No forensic testing, no verification. In 1933, the bones are briefly examined again. Ages are roughly consistent. But by modern standards, the methods used wouldn't hold up, and the Abbey has denied every request for DNA testing since. So where does that leave Richard III's reputation? There's actually an active society today still campaigning for his innocence. In a strange twist, Richard's own remains were found in 2012 under a parking lot in Leicester. Most historians still lean toward Richard as the likely culprit, but 500 years later, reasonable doubt still stands. Richard III's bones were found in 2012. His nephews still lie in a box in Westminster Abbey, unopened, untested, unresolved. Some mysteries are easier to bury than to solve. Next week, a man who survived poison, gunfire, and drowning in a single night. Rasputin didn't just die, he refused to. Who do you think really did it? Drop your theory below.